Thom, though. Casey, just get it out of the way. Just say hi. Just shake his hand. Just meet him.
Hi, Thom.
There we go. All
Okay,
right.
seriously, I'm like freaking out.
Okay, why don't you go sit in the back of the room and let us talk to Thom?
Fine.
That's all we've been hearing about, Thom, from Casey as an intern here at KROQ, and she sees you every time you guys come to town. Thom Yorke from Radiohead, by the way. Sure. And that's all we've been hearing about is how she can't wait because she knew you were coming in today, and she was just so excited.
Well, thank you. It's very nice.
You're probably used to that, I would imagine. Now, the last time we saw you, Thom, was under very different circumstances than your big sold-out show at Universal tonight. You were playing the KROQ Weenie Roast last summer.
Yes.
You remember that show?
It didn't seem like you were in the best of moods, if you don't mind my saying.
I just think it was a case of artist and venue being perhaps not quite properly matched.
It was one of those deals where it was an enormous show, and we had a lot of your countrymen there. We had Oasis was on the bill, and Blur was on the bill, and the Chemical Brothers, and it was a great show, but it was tough to give everybody the prime spot, and you had to go on in the middle of the afternoon after the Boss Tones, I think. And it just wasn't the right environment for your music because it's so moody.
It was like an episode of Baywatch, really. Beach balls going around.
And I think your exact words were, here's another effing song that you'll effing hate.
If you say so.
If I'm not mistaken.
I'll have to ask my lawyer about that.
Well, you sold out in like 5 minutes for the Universal show tonight. I mean, your whole tour is sold out.
Yes, actually, it's been great. We've had a great response in ticket sales.
And we have, it's been a long time since this has happened, but we had probably dozens of emails and phone calls from people who were begging us to try to figure out a way to get you to play more dates, but you just don't have the time off for, you got to travel between gigs and everything else.
Yeah, and we've got, shows coming up all over the place, so really we can't do any more here in Los Angeles, but we'll be back.
You are playing, you have a bunch of different opening acts.
You weren't by any stretch of the imagination listening on your way in, were you, Thom?
Actually, I was, yes. But luckily, I can look at both of you now with my
All right, now.
Because let me apologize ahead of time for my friend Bean making jokes about your eye.
All right, now that was.
He didn't mean anything by it. It was just.
Oh, obviously. How could I mistake that for meaning anything by it, talking about my bad eye?
Thom, I'm really sorry about that. You know what? I'm embarrassed. I can't believe Kevin brought it up, but
let's continue.
You probably heard. I mean, you've heard that before. You've moved on. We obviously haven't, but apparently you have moved on past that, right?
Well, yeah, I was born with it, so
right.
All through childhood.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Children can be cruel, and so can on-air personalities, can't they?
What was I saying, Kevin? What was the?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. So you're playing this big sold-out tour, and you've got Bjork is opening for you at the Radio City Music Hall.
No. Actually, not anymore.
Oh, I thought I saw that on the internet last night.
No, she backed out. She was to do 4 dates with us, and Spiritualized was going to do 9, but she backed out because there was a problem with the sets and whatnot. So she won't be.
I know she's a huge fan of yours, though, and I think you are of hers.
Yeah,
too,
yeah, we like her work quite a bit.
What is it about the Radiohead live experience that seems to suck people up? Can you tell? I mean, why do people? They say you're a great band on record, but it's just another universe. Maybe we should ask Casey this question. But when people go to see your, all right,
I know the answer.
What is it about these guys that you love so much in concert?
They just have an amazing energy. I'm sorry, I don't mean to embarrass you or anything, but it's the most intense, the most amazing live show I've ever seen. You just seem to have this incredible vibe, intensity, everything going. I'm totally gushing.
Yeah.
I'm so close to Thom Yorke right now.
Sometimes you sense that he's looking at you in the audience and also somebody else on the other side of the audience.
All right. See, why do you have to keep going there?
All right.
Because you brought
What
it
is
up.
your preoccupation with my eye?
No,
he's just making jokes.
All right, but when you, what is it you try to do on stage? I mean, it's clearly more than just reproducing the records the way you've made them.
No, it's more fun for us if we do the songs differently live than we do them on the record. I mean, it's no fun just to reproduce the record. So when we go on stage, we like to, have a good time, and we want everyone in the audience to have a good time, and that's really what it's all about.
And OK Computer is obviously a huge bestseller. You got all those Grammy nominations, and that must have been a kind of a validation for you, because a lot of people, were surprised by that people that aren't necessarily familiar with your music said, who the hell is Radiohead to get nominated for Album of the Year?
We were quite surprised, actually. We thought people would be disappointed because it wasn't the Bends 2 or another sort of album like that. So the reaction...
Did you do it on purpose? Go a different direction than the Bends, or?
Not really. Just, we write pop songs. That's what we do. And this is different type of music, but we want it all to be liked. We like it when we sell albums. And
there was a lot of controversy, Tom. I'm sorry to interrupt, about your band not performing on the Grammys or maybe even boycotting the Grammys because you couldn't perform. What was that all about?
It really was a taking out of context. It's just that only one of us was in New York at the time, and everyone else was off doing other things all over the world. And it was we don't get much time off, so we just didn't want to have to get back together, for that. So
what about the part that they wouldn't let you perform, right?
Right. We wanted to do a song, but they didn't think it would be the right format for that song. Or
well, it's a tough sell to much of America to have you on there with the eye for 7 minutes or something doing. No, you know what I mean.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm just saying, people who don't know your band, Tom, they come across you on the TV, they tune in for Shania Twain, and they see you staring back, and it's frightening to children.
All right.
All right, you know what? We're going to take a break. Tom has brought his guitar with him today, and I think we're going to... you go ahead, Kevin.
Can you play for us? Can you play a couple songs for us? Do you mind?
If I can find my guitar with my...
And I know you got some new music coming out. We want to talk about that, and we'll talk a little bit more about the show. For those who are lucky enough to have tickets for Radiohead, it's sold out at Universal Amphitheater tonight. We've got Thom Yorke in the studio from Radiohead, and we'll come right back on the world-famous KROQ.
Q tonight, sold out, Radiohead. We've got Thom Yorke in the studio with us. Very nice.
All right, with that, Casey. Kevin, you're going to be in the pit tonight.
That's correct.
I noticed that. A little too close for me. You have any moshing at your shows, Tom?
I have no control over what people do.
Not much.
All right. Well, Tom is gracious enough to come in not only early. It's tough for some artists to get out of bed and perform this hour, but on a day that he has a show and he's got the guitar, and I guess you're going to do a couple of songs for us, whatever we have time for.
You have? Can you do Fake Plastic Trees?
Oh, that's one of our favorites.
All right. Yeah, I can do that.
You want to tell us a little about that before you?
Actually, it's the perfect song for me to do in Los Angeles because it's largely about many plastic things, plastic surgery, plastic people.
That's what I'm talking about. Plastic surgery. We're with you, Tom.
All right, here we go. It's Thom Yorke live on the world-famous KROQ with Fake Plastic Trees.
A green plastic watering can for a fake Chinese rubber plant and a fake plastic girl. That she bought from a rubber man in a town full of rubber plants to get rid of herself. It wears around. It wears around. It wears around. It wears around. She lives with a broken man, a crackpot, a styrene man. It just crumbles and burns. He used to do surgery for girls in the 80s. The gravity always wins, and it wears him out. It wears him out. It wears him out. It wears me out. It wears me out. It wears me out. If I could be who you wanted, if I could be who you wanted all the time, all the time, not run.
Thom Yorke and Radiohead live in the studios of the world famous KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
That is awesome to see you do that up close.
Thank you.
That's great. I was in Britain 2 weeks ago, Tom. What part of the country are you guys from?
Oxford, really.
Okay. Well, we were in Oxford. We actually stopped in Oxford, but I was listening to a lot of BBC Radio 1 while I was there. I love the radio over there in Britain. It's so different than the way it is here in America.
Yeah, American radio's pretty awful.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate that. Well, I mean, it's for people who haven't heard it or haven't heard about it. Over there, the government runs the radio stations, and they are most of them are like BBC 1, 2, 3, 4. They're commercial free, and the music that they play can be a wide variety. I mean, you'll hear a song by the Spice Girls, for instance, and then you'll hear, you might hear an.
I like the Spice Girls, Tom.
I don't know if we lumped in with Spice Girls, but
Yeah.
And then you might hear, like a Randy Travis song, and then you might hear like a Petula Clark song, and they just played kind of a mix of everything. But one of the things that they were playing a lot of is this song that you sing on by a band called Drugstore, and it's called El Presidente, I guess, and that's something. How did that come about? Because
actually, Isabel sent me a tape of a demo of the song, and
she's the singer in that band, right?
She's the lead singer, and she was just saying how, she was a fan, and she wanted to know what I thought of the song and if I would think about performing on it with her. And I loved the song, so we just did it.
Wow, that's pretty heavy duty.
Great.
You just mail that off and have you do it.
It was lucky.
Wow. Well, it's a great song. I can't wait till we can get our hands on a copy here at KROQ, because Radiohead fans are definitely going to want to include this one. It's a terrific little number.
I don't think you'll be seeing the video anytime soon. Though.
What goes on in the video?
It's getting a reputation of being a bit risque because we get naked in it, and there's ropes involved. And,
All right,
I'll get a copy for her.
Okay, that's
Very nice.
All right, I'm almost afraid to ask this because I know for the first couple of years of your career, people kind of pigeonholed you to a certain extent over the song Creep. Creep, it seems like you even have kind of a weird relationship with that song. For a while, you didn't do it in concert, and now you kind of do it whenever you feel like it. Was it bad? I mean, in some way, was that song just such a big hit that it defined you too much for your liking, or what?
It caught us by surprise, really, is what happened. We didn't expect that, Pablo Honey or Creep would be such a big hit, and we thought we'd be able to gain acceptance more gradually in the business, not have such a big explosion. Like,
Did that explosion bother you?
It was difficult for us to deal with, yes. But I think we've come to terms with it now, and we'll probably be doing that tonight. We'll do Creep.
That's good news. I read an interview with Michael Stipe, who I guess you guys toured with at one point in America, and he's an enormous fan of yours.
Yes, Michael's a good friend.
Comes to your shows, and he said that he was so impressed with how you handled Creep because for a while it seems like, in his words, you lost control of the song. It became something else, and you managed to figure out a way to take it back and make it your song again.
People talk about that, the anthem quality of that, and it's, it spoke to the losers of the world, and that's not exactly what we wanted to be known for. So it was difficult, but.
Well, if you still like it, we'd sure love to hear you do it.
You want me to do it now?
I mean, would you mind?
Oh, I suppose after you've been so gracious about my handicaps and all that, I suppose I can.
There he is again. Okay.
All right.
To oblige you.
All right, it's Thom Yorke from Radiohead live in the studio with Creep on the world famous KROQ.
when you were here before. Couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. And I wish I was special. You're so very special. And I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so very special. I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here when I don't belong here? Whoa, whoa. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want. You're so very special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
Thom Yorke of Radiohead on the world famous KROQ.
Yes.
106.7 KROQ.
I thought for a while we'd
It's
never
fantastic.
hear that one again. I'm glad to hear you do that. And the funny thing is, Kevin, is if you're watching Tom when he's performing that, one eye is on the guitar while he's playing the
Right,
song, and the other eye is trying out Casey. Oh, come on.
No,
I
he's
didn't-
just kidding. He's
I
just
didn't mean-
kidding.
I didn't
He's
mean-
just kidding.
Jesus Christ, Tom.
I expect to be treated this way. I
I didn't mean anything.
He's just
I
kidding.
said that. Oh, get him off. Get off, man! Get off, man! Come on! Let's go! Stop it! Stop!
No! It's not so funny now!